Yo, it's Luca here, Two Flow Fitness, Two Flow Wellness, and we will be speaking on just kind of like my whole experience of shifting my identity and stuff like that. So basically, around I would say 4 or 5 months ago, uh, I actually started when I had mold. That was the crazy part. The last video, I don't know if you've seen it, but basically tells my whole story based on from on how I moved and why I came here to Dallas. And yeah, so basically, I moved here and I moved here to do real estate. My real estate plans fell through, and a lot of things were just telling me to just. I had so many triggers that were telling me to just stop and rethink what I'm doing, to rethink my life because I was moving too quick. I was moving too quick, way too quick. I was traveling all over the place. Just didn't really give myself time to really think of what I really wanted to take, where I wanted to take my next part of my life. And I was ready to get into finance. I went to school for business and stuff like that, and I had a couple of openings that I was able to be in. And I decided, I spoke to some people and were in those places where I wanted to, or I thought I wanted to be, and I decided that that's not who I wanted to be. I didn't want to. No offense to those people, but they didn't seem happy or fulfilled. They they honestly were just as stressed or even more stressed than I was at the time of just finding where to go with their next part of their life. And I thought that what their life was gonna fulfill me, and that place was going to make me feel free or feel happier because I was making more money, more like how do I say it? More stable and stuff like that. And I was just like, nah, like there's no way. So I stopped for a sec. I looked into being, like I said, I was looking to get into finance, and then the next thing that came up was being a pilot because the things that were a part of those careers was stability. By the time I'm 30, I want to start a family or something like that. So that was gonna be good for that reasons, and just being able to be stable and know have a clear path of where I want to go. And you know what? That stuff didn't really. I found out that it was coming from a place of a role I was playing, more from the ego sense of, I had to always look good, or I always had to kind of get keep the expectations that I was making money or being in a good spot, and not letting people down around me. So that kind of blew up in my head for a sec. I had countless, and then I think just God or the universe, whatever you guys want to believe in, kind of started telling me, you should take the time. And this video just came up about, you know, I think this was November, and it was telling me, hey, just take it easy. Learn about yourself this next couple months. You've done a lot, but really understand where you want to go because you're 25. And so I basically was going through a quarter life crisis, and I was just like, wow, like that experience really made me go even more in kind of like a hole of just fear that I am I like of clinging on to that. Am I missing these opportunities, or should I just really take this time, this next year, however long it takes, 6 months, to just take the time to understand myself, to understand what I've been doing my whole life, and for what reasons why I've been doing everything in my whole life. Um, and yeah, so many things came up, so many things came up. So I advise that anyone who feels stuck or doesn't know where they're going, think about what role you're playing at the moment, what you're doing it for, and who you're doing it for, because that'll be the best thing for you. I think if you can seek the kind of identity you've built for yourself and understand where that was built from and why that was built, it's gonna be a huge relief because you're gonna find you're gonna be able to find a a more true and honest, uh, you're gonna be able to move and choose a more honest path for yourself. And I would say for me, I might not have been able to make the most of myself in the past couple more 4 months, but hey, I got things set up here in Dallas and stuff like that now. Bills are getting paid, saving some money, so I have, and it's perfect. I'm flexible. I have the time to do what I need to do and work on my next part of my life. And I would say this is the huge important thing. It's just a slow life. That's what I'm saying. I don't think being that fast pace is just kind of um, this fast paced world in America doesn't allow us to do that. So we just choose what we have in front of us, or the survival method, or whatever people think that we have to do, or are telling us to do, our parents, or whatever the people inflict on us, or the environment outside of us is trying to get us to do. Um, um, but yeah, I was working really hard, and I just felt disconnected. I was just like, none of this feels pulling to me. Everything feels like it's pushing me away, and I don't want to. I just want my own space. Like, I wanted to escape, and so I kind of. I mean, I think I took the time, but yeah, basically, in my journal here, I said, I realized I wasn't really building a life I wanted. I was really just trying to prove something, and I was proving stuff to the people around me, keeping up a persona I was really just putting on for the world, um, to keep me safe, to keep my ego safe, to keep the fear safe. And once I put a point on it, I felt like the biggest point of relief, the biggest point of peace and harmony, like just to be able to free my mind for a sec. And I think today, in today's world, there is so much mental uh, challenges that we just gotta go through, especially people my age. I'm 24, so I don't know if this relates to anyone else, but yeah, there is so much BS out there right now that can just distract you, take over your mind, influence you into doing things that aren't coming from a true place within yourself. And so I really would just want to help people just realize that, because it's a blessing once you kind of have this awakening moment. Um, and the one thing that, coming from all this, the one thing I kind of landed on so far is just I've always come back around with health and wellness, fitness. I love it. I love being healthy. Um, and I would love the world to be healthier and work on the wellness part, because mentally, physically, spiritually, because uh, that when you're more healthy, you have more time to realize, you're more aware of your thoughts. And the thoughts is the things that kind of drive people crazy. It's the things that produce emotions within your body, and that ties back to the thoughts. So it's kind of like an endless loop. And so, whenever you kind of are going through something, you keep dwelling on it, dwelling on it, dwelling on it. It could be as much as someone cutting you off in traffic, and it'll affect you for the next week. So yeah, all this stuff is like science backed. I'm not a health practitioner or anything, or don't got any certifications. Excuse me. I had like a acid reflux. But yeah, I'm not a practitioner or anything. So don't, this is just for educational purposes. But I believe that, especially America right now, if there's something that we could take from other cultures, the one that I've been to in Spain is just slow down a little bit. Um, you know, I think being able to have better focus and better time for the things that you want to do is what's going to get you to where you want, fulfillment wise, and be able to be with those around you that you love, have more better relationships, have better work, have better deep work and stuff like that, and create things from a place of authenticity. Because I feel like that's the thing that's missing in today's world. Is that like like for I mean I just see so many people playing roles and stuff like that, and I'll even be victim of it sometimes too. But I'm trying to be more aware, and I am more aware of it now. So it's just like, let's bring more consciousness to the world, because I think that's what's gonna be the best thing for our future of these next generations. Um, but yeah, so where this all stemmed from, all this stemmed from a place for me, um, was from a place from I kind of had some stuff going that went in my past that had to do with betrayal, um, some father issues, just stuff. Everyone has stuff like that, but um, the point is that you want to be aware of that stuff, where that stuff is, and so because you will build a whole life on those problems, and so that's the scary part, is that you could be 40 listening to this, and you'll be realizing like, what? It's all because I built on uh, my whole life on my inner self, on my exterior, on my ego within me, or that shadow, whatever you want to call it. Built around, like, for me it was, uh, proving my success, or what I have here in my journal is chasing money and status, showing I didn't really need anyone, just things like that, so I could keep myself safe because um, of the pains that I had from the past. And so when you live on those, when you live on those experiences from the past, and you build life on that, it's not good. It's not fulfilling for anyone, and that's where the ego kind of just starts taking over for yourself, and you'll start doing things from a selfish perspective of the ego, and that's where it goes bad, and you'll have midlife crises. And like me, I just had a quarter. I'm still coming out of it, but quarter life crisis, and sometimes, like, your ambition. I just wanted ambition to be like so successful and stuff like this, and I still do in some other parts, but just not in the way that I thought I wanted it. Now, uh, now it's just more on building something meaningful and building something authentic to myself, and not being tied to a dead end job and stuff like that, and more responsibilities that I don't need to put in front of myself. So, um, yeah, it's just more of a protection thing. So, um, and sometimes, when I went in through this, I thought I was like, am I not disciplined enough? Like, am I lazy? So I started questioning myself and all this stuff. So, but it's nothing like that, because I know I could easily outwork a lot of people around me anywhere I went, and it wasn't a discipline thing. It was more of an identity thing of who I really was with inside, and why I couldn't find that fulfillment. And so, um, it was really just that. It was really just like, um, it really touched me when all the discipline I've been doing, all of the stuff I did for success and stuff like that, all felt useless or unaligned. It never aligned with the fulfillment that I was really truly looking for when I got it, or whatever, or when I was there in those places that I wanted to go to. Like, I thought I would feel better, but I didn't. I didn't. I didn't, honestly. So, this is my life changing moment, where I'm going to just document this stuff, and help people get healthier, fitter in the mind, physically, spiritually. Um, yeah, and I think just a lot of people just seek validation, and they don't really see that, they don't seek meaning. So, yeah, I'm excited to just speak more on this. It's really, but we can never get rid of that. So we can never get rid of the ego and the kind of like fight against that. So never try to fight it, or just be aware of it, that it's there, and it'll go away. That's what I've been realizing, and through all the books and kind of just studies that I've been looking at, and just looking through the neuroscience and stuff like that, studying neuroscience. This is what it comes down to, and it's just the identity that you built yourself on is the thing that's not letting you get to where you want. And so you have to build a new identity for yourself, from coming from a place of inner truth and honesty, um, not from a place of fear, um, egoic opinions and stuff like that. So um, focus on your health, slow down, and I'll come up with more stuff that we can do in the next video of how to slow down for yourself in your life and stuff like that, because I think that's the most important thing. And build something meaningful for yourself. So start if you had if you have ideas and you're just like don't know if like that's what you should go for, because that's me. That's literally what was me. Is just I've always had these like crazy ideas in the back of my head, but I've always been fighting between, okay, like I gotta make sure I maintain some sort of self, good image for the people around me that I'm doing good, or and I could be doing good, but it never, it never fulfilled me. I don't want to be stuck here in a finance job. No offense to those people in the finance job. If you like that, that's you. Um, but that didn't fit me, and or the real estate or the sales job, you know. And I think all those things, I think experience is mandatory. So trying those, I think you should try as many things as you can if you're curious about them, but never be forced and never come from a place um, of unauthentic, egoistic like motive, kind of to do what that is. So if you think that this career position is gonna look good for you, it won't, bro. Trust me, you're gonna fall into some deep hole after that. After working 10 years into that, so um, uh, so yeah, um, like I said, stop trying to prove your success if that's something that you're trying to do right now. Um, but the next things I want to start speaking on is that I wrote down here for my things that I want to keep talking about is health first, lifestyle. So just being healthy, taking care of yourself, calm and intentional living. So if you're working on something, you'll have seasons of working hard, and that's fine. Just make sure it's intentional. Make sure you're doing it through a presence of calmness, but also um, because that's gonna get you the meaningful work and the best work from what you're doing. Building for me, it's gonna be building this whole brand around this, because I think this is like internally my meaning to just share this and help people, because I really want to just see people strive, because I think so many people are just stuck in their heads, and it's just like if I can do it, then anyone else can, because I'm just another human like everyone else. And you know I want to focus more on long-term thinking. I've always wanted something really quick, and I think that's something that is so big in our generation, or in my generation, is just having things right away, quick success and stuff like that. And that's just all from just social media and stuff like that, just influencing our lives. So, um, and really focusing on building and uh, shaping, internal confidence for myself. But yeah, I would say that. So identity really changes through evidence and not motivation. So you gotta build on that. But that's something I'll talk to next time. Um, yeah, this is kind of just my practice video. I don't know if not practice, but a video that I want to post, and just keep getting better at talking with the camera, being myself, and yeah, man, like it's really a crazy kind of simple thing to grasp. It's weird, but once you kind of feel a little bit of an awakening, you're on the right path. If you think you are, then you're kind of like on the right path already. An awakening meaning by like just realizations of things that I don't know, just like what I mean, just not being honest with yourself and giving yourself time to think, to know what you really want. But yeah, this is Two Flow. Um, and Two Flow, the meaning behind Two Flow is you flow. So that's been my tag for forever. My friends know that, the people around me know that, and that's really just being in the state of flow, because that's when you're the most authentic. So um, uh, yeah, have a good one. Hope y'all are enjoying the content so far. Let me know what I can do better if anyone sees this. But yeah, peace out.